What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pace Studios here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are very lucky today to be joined by Citizen Cope, who's going to play some songs for us today, and he is joined today by drummer Jay Nichols. Guys, thank you so much for coming down and playing for us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, it's our pleasure. So I know you're on tour right now. You got a little bit of new material that I think you're going to play for us today, but why don't you tell us about the first song you're going to do, and we'll start there.
Well, I've got a new record. It's not out. It's going to be out in February, March time. And it's called Heroin and Helicopters. And I named it that because a long time ago, when I first met Carlos Santana, he told me to stay away from the two H's. And I was like, what's that? And he said, Heroin and Helicopters. And so I thought it was a good title for a record. And the first song I'm going to do is from that record. It's called The River. And it's a song I was writing another song one day, and a friend of mine came down and said, what was that thing you did was that about the river, you know? And convinced me to finish that up, and I finished it up and recorded it.
Cool, man. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right. Take you down by the river, they'll lay you down by the river, they'll shoot you down by the river, leave you to drown by the river. They'll say it's love when it's not. They'll send you to war and you'll return in a pine box. Somehow they'll claim it's your fault. They killed that little child in the park. They'll take you down by the river, they'll lay you down by the river, they'll shoot you down by the river, leave you to drown by the river. They'll say it's love when it's not. They'll send you to war and you'll return in a pine box. Somehow they'll claim it's your fault. They killed that little child in the park. This has gotta stop. They'll take you down by the river, they'll lay you down by the river, they'll shoot you down by the river, leave you to drown by the river. By the river, by the river, by the river, by the river. Well, I never wanted to lose your love. I just wanted to choose your love. We're lost in a moment of confusion, but now it's just an illusion. Well, I never wanted to lose your love. I just wanted to choose your love. lost in a moment of confusion. Now it's just an illusion. Well, I never wanted to lose your love. Well, I just wanted to choose your love. Just in a moment of confusion. Now it's just an illusion. New river, new river.
Thanks, man. That sounds great. So I wanted to ask you about some of this new material, the new record that you were talking about. It's been 5 years since One Lovely Day came out.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot has happened in the world in those 5 years. And so I wonder, like, for you as an artist, what has changed, if anything, about your art or the way that you make it?
I don't know. I think I've always had a similar point of view. It's kind of strange. You know, as much as they say it's changed, I don't think the world has really changed that much. And so I think a lot of the things that I did on my first record, and even before I put records out, are still relevant to the times now. And I think that, you know, unfortunately, that's been the case. It's just, you know, there's certain things that have kind of lulled us into thinking that they were going to be better. But in general, I don't think this country is, in this world and people in general, have kind of addressed some of the things that needed to be addressed at a certain time, so they continue to linger.
Yeah. And so, like, as an artist and someone who's got a really devoted following and someone whose lyrics really kind of move people, do you feel like, you know, what you do is kind of impervious to the sort of incremental changes in the world? Like, you talk about things that are kind of like everlasting and sort of genuine and human, or do you find like that as things happen outside of your realm, they kind of find their way into how you do what you do?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think things always affect what you write about and how you write them. Just as like, you know, it's just time and space, you know, so it's like, it's something that might come around. You might write a song about something that affected you a long time ago, or that might affecting you that day, but it's usually just, I guess, an emotional and spiritual kind of energy that goes through you that kind of brings it to you at that time. I guess if you have the antenna up at that time.
Yeah,
but
right.
I don't think I've ever been the type of person like to see, you know, a tragedy happen and then just, you know, write about it that day. I think it's usually something that comes through. But, you know, I think the whole idea of songwriting is just to kind of let things happen.
Yeah, cool. All right, man. Well, tell us about this, the next one you're going to do for us today.
This is called Justice, and it's a song I did it first. It's going to be on the new record, but I first recorded it with a French singer. Well, she's actually German, but she broke out of France. Her name is Io, and she's made some really great records. And I first put it on her record about 6 years ago, I think, and then I liked the song so much I wanted to put it on mine as well.
Cool.
I found this brand new gift, looking for somebody to share it with. I found this brand new light, something within me all of my life. There's so much trouble in the world, surrounded by miracles. There's so much hatred undeserved. but it will not work, 'cause still our love will be received. Better yet still, my heart is in need of release. Yeah, still our love will be received. Better yet still, our heart is in need of release. But it ain't about justice when it's not about what was, what is. When it's not about what's left. When it's not about the next step. When it ain't about justice. When it's not about what was, what is. When it's not about what's left. When it's not about the next step. Oh, whoa. I found this brand new reel, looking for somebody to play it with. I found this brand new light, something within me all of my life. There's so much trouble in the world, surrounded by miracles. There's so much hatred undeserved, but it will not work, 'cause still my love will be received. Better yet still, my heart is in need of release. Yeah, still our love will be received. Better yet still, our heart is in need of release. Ain't about justice when it's not about what was, what is. When it's not about what's left. When it's not about the next step. When it ain't about justice. When it's not about what was, what is. When it's not about what's left. When it's not about the next step. Whoa. Yeah, still my love will be received. Better yet still, my heart is in need of release. Yeah, still our love will be received. Better yet still, our heart is in need of release.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So I'm interested in like the format that you guys are playing in today, and I know that you're someone who switches it up a lot live. You know, you tour a lot, and some nights you do kind of an acoustic thing.
Yeah.
And some nights you do a full band thing, like, you know, full sound, full volume. And I guess, you know, my first question is like, how do you choose what you're gonna do on a given night?
Well, it's usually an acoustic show or a band show. I started out playing early on acoustic shows, and then I knew Jay for a long time, and he used to come out and we'd just do a duo thing for a while in some of the kind of noisier clubs when we were starting out, just to give it a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
After that, when I started doing the records, I wanted to kind of be able to, you know, play it like the record, and, you know, brought all the instruments in. And then there was just like an intimacy that I felt like I still wanted to explore, because I'd been doing that for so long. So by doing acoustic shows, so there's kind of like a different energy and a different expression that is allowed, for both of those venues.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess that's what I'm sort of wondering is, how the songs kind of differ from one format to the other, like your feeling about. So you'll do the same song acoustic and full band, like you don't have one set for one and one set for
No,
another.
I'll either have a band show or an acoustic show, and sometimes I'll come out and play some acoustic songs during the band set. But it's normally just, I guess the dynamics can get really, I guess, a lot more wide with when I'm playing by myself.
Yeah. Do you
So
get anything different from like, in terms of your fans as you tour around, like reactions to one setup versus another, like people, feel differently about them somehow?
I don't know. I think, there's just moments you wish, oh, okay, I wish I could have the band, or sometimes it was, oh, I wish this was acoustic, but you can't really tell, as far as like what's going to be work for, sometimes a crowded room with a bar in the room, even if it's a big, ballroom, tendencies to be louder, whereas like a theater, you can be seated and you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you bring a band in the theater and it might be a little too much.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So the next one you're going to do for us, I think, is one of the new ones, or no?
No, this is a record off of the Rainwater LP. It's called Lifeline. When you're so long gone, you can't help yourself. When you're so dead wrong, let alone no one else. Where the children still dying in the street, and babies still living with disease, and the cops got guns and the poor folk got sons who work for Mr. Franklin every week. So if you come looking for hard times ain't hard to find, because we're giving that lifeline only once in a lifetime. Baby, we were born, maybe we were born to be sure to endure when the storm comes. Got them sad eyes, got them cat eyes, got them angels so tired from saving his life. And I could bet to contain yourself before you end up killed. Yeah, his bare feet touching her bare feet, the air breeze sweet near the mountain's peak. And I forgot what the wise man said about the ancient thread. So if you come looking for hard times ain't hard to find, because we're giving that lifeline only once in a lifetime. Baby, we were born, maybe we were born to be sure to endure when the storm comes. Well, maybe we were born, maybe we were born to rejoice rejoice when it succombs.
Thank you. So I think we're lucky today. We're going to get one more song. In our usual 3-song format, it's going to become a 4-song format.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. I thank you for doing that. There's one thing I wanted to ask about because I've been reading a little bit about your a next project for you might be like a spoken word thing.
Well, I did a spoken word, kind of put a spoken word record down. I've been writing poetry for a while, so I did something with that. I don't know when I'm going to put that out, but it's done. I was thinking of putting maybe some percussion on it, maybe some other instruments, but it's just by itself now.
Is that something you've wanted to do for a long time?
Yeah, I don't know if I've wanted to do it. I just did it.
Well, I know you're someone you've written poetry a long time, like before you were a songwriter.
Yeah.
You were writing words.
Right.
But in terms of like the artist that you've become, it's gonna be interesting for people to listen to a Citizen Cope recording.
Right.
Without the voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do you feel like, I mean, what you do is very poetic. That especially when you strip it down and it's just like you and acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
That is sort of a poetic format. So is there something about talking that gives it a different life somehow?
Yeah, I think you can express yourself differently in lines of poetry because I don't really write poems and then turn them into the songs, so they're kind of different. I've done like verses of that where I've done that, but very rarely. So it's something that it's just like I say, it's a different expression and it's a different way to be creative, and I don't it's not like a kind of something I did to really sell a lot of copies of it. It's just something that I felt like I wanted to put down.
Yeah, that's cool. Are there other things out there in the world that you have felt over these years that you've been doing this that it would be great if I could sort of step outside this what I normally do and do this other thing? Or do you have like a bucket list?
Yeah, I was really my next step is hopefully get drafted in the NBA, and I wanted to always play pitcher for the New York Yankees, and.
Well, they could use you right now, but we're at this moment right now. We're a Mets office, so.
Well, I'll play anywhere in New York. I'll play the Mets too, just so I can go home and be in New York. Walk to the stadium.
Yeah, you moved from Brooklyn to LA pretty recently. Is that right?
Yeah, I moved there.
So how's that going for you?
And then when the LA Dodgers move back to Brooklyn, I'll maybe play for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah, right. I'm sure your move there has something to do with the Dodgers, right? Being as great as they are.
Yeah, I moved from D.C. originally. I'd also play for the Baltimore Orioles.
But, well, as long as you have enough teams to choose from, I'm sure one of them you'll land with one.
Yeah, exactly. One of them's got to want me, right?
Exactly. The more you have available, the more chance you got. So you're gonna do one more for us today. Tell us a little bit about this last song.
This song is called Sideways. It's had a life of its own. I recorded it first and for my record, and I decided to keep it off my first album, and then I put it on the Clarence Greenwood recordings, and before that record came out, Carlos Santana heard it and put it on his record Shaman. And it's just something, he added guitar on his version, and mine, there's no guitar on it, no electric. So it's just something that, the song really touched a lot of people, I think, and it's kind of had a life of its own.
Cool.
It ain't easy for this thought to leave me. There are no words to describe it in French or in English, 'cause I must stay fake. flowers they bloom, and I'm telling you that these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways, they've been knocking me out late. Whenever you come around me, these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways. I keep thinking in a moment that time will take them away, but these feelings won't go away. These feelings won't go away. You know it ain't easy for this old shit to leave me. There are no words to describe it in French or in English, 'cause diamonds they fade and flowers they bloom, and I'm telling you that these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways, they've been knocking me out late. Whenever you come around me, these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways. I keep thinking in a moment that time will take them away, but these feelings won't go away. These feelings won't go away. Diamonds they fade and flowers they bloom, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you that diamonds they fade and flowers they bloom, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you that these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways, they've been knocking me out late. Ever you come around me, these feelings won't go away. They've been knocking me sideways. I keep thinking in a moment that time will take them away, but these feelings won't go away. These feelings won't go away.
Thank you again, man.
Thank you.
So you guys are on tour. I know there are dates on citizencope.com. You got dates coming up?
Yeah, there's just doing sporadic dates, like a link of 5 or 6 here and there through the next couple months. East Coast, down in Florida, up northeast, stuff
cool.
like that.
And those dates are on the website.
The dates are up. The
yeah.
records come. Look out for the record coming out next year.
And we're really excited about that. So it's called Heroin and Helicopters.
Yep.
Right. Things to avoid.
Exactly.
Yeah. And look for that early next year. And so Citizen Cope and Jay Nichols on drums. Guys, thank you so much for coming to Paste and playing some songs for us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, come back
Thank you.
anytime, man.
All right.